On the border of Illinois and Wisconsin, this patch of land sits cold, gray, and desolate. It's the middle of February, and the only sounds to be heard are the distant rumbles of trucks on the freeway and wind blowing through empty branches. Come late summer, however, this picture will tell a different story.
Welcome to the Bristol Renaissance Parade.
This is the Bristol Renaissance Faire, one of the many Renaissance fairs taking place throughout America. For centuries, groups have paid tribute to bygone eras, throwing parties and festivals where people dressed in fantastical interpretations of the past, ate food in the style of their ancestors, and gave their best attempts at recreating simpler, more beautiful, or more exciting yesterdays.
I'm a married man. They require to laugh 762 times a day.
Ready, set. Halt, she got you. 2, 1. One more point, she wins. Ready, set. Oh, she got you. Score it.
My mother's too. I will be a fiddler's wife. Get a last like rain. Rise, rise, rise,
Wonderful lesson in history, and personally my son and I have done it for 20 years and it's just part of our life. We've learned a lot, lots of fun. It's a great thing.
The original concept was to create a living museum where visitors could feel as though they've stepped back in time to an historically accurate environment, in this case, the Renaissance. Europe between the 14th and 17th centuries. This attempt at covering such a large block of time inevitably gave way to include visual interpretations of other European eras. Although the basic theme of Renaissance-inspired clothing remains the majority, visitors of these fairs will spot ancient Druids, barbarians, and Victorian steampunks, weaving their way through Elizabethan courtiers. Rather than insisting on a purist attempt at recreating the Renaissance, the fairs become a romantic mixture based around a singular, dominant theme. At this living museum, it's not necessary to feel confined by neither history nor biology. Accurate recreations of weaponry share spaces with fairies, trolls, goblins, and dragons. It's the idea of the Renaissance, perhaps the Renaissance of fairy tales, that reigns over these proceedings. Just because you don't work at a fair doesn't mean that you can't make your own impression. Visitors are encouraged to transform into fantasy versions of themselves. Striking and surprising characters lurk around every tree and corner.
Well, for me, the only thing I can think of is that you can pretty much dress in almost any kind of image that you want. What you can't do outside of the gates is just kind of you can dress up while you're inside of here.
Because I think it's variety. You don't just want to see one type of person when you come to Bristol. The more diverse, the better.
And like she said, when it comes to being a pirate, I mean, every pirate is uniquely, individually different. You're never going to find anyone.
Oh, we have other personas too. The reason I like to come here is because it's a nice outlet. It's a nice way to spend your day. You can actually walk, talk to all your friends, just hang out, and it's like just having fun for 2 days and not having to go to the mall or the standard things that you have to go around here. And we see each other off season also.
A lot of people that come from out of state to come here and vice versa. So.
Yes.
Good Mistress Taylor works mayhaps some 3 months upon the gown. All of the jewelling and beading, it is hand done. Leather, and this is cut leather on silk.
15th century London certainly featured its share of high and low culture, so why should the Renaissance fairs be any different?
It's like a wax museum inside. We'll be showing you the way it was in the torture chambers and the dungeons during the Renaissance. Everything you see inside actually happened and took place from the 14 to 1600s.
Grant me your mercy, simple people, for no man deserves the wrath of Satan's chair. The good king has decided that only the lazy peasants will be tortured in this manner. I guess he should have done his chores, huh?
One-eyed devoured. I can handle that. But wait till I stick on more and more rats.
Oh, hi! This torture is called the cauldron. The heat from the coals makes the rats burrow in deep. Hotter, make it hotter! How's a dragon supposed to roast a marshmallow?
They say that you pitch a coin in the well.
Who comes up with this stuff? This is the way it was in the castle's dungeons during the Renaissance. It's like a wax museum inside.
This torture here is called the Iron Wall.
Lie, 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 lie. Lie, 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 lie. Madam G, don't run two gypsies anymore. Hey, hey!
What's so funny?
Unusual food and drink concoctions are sold next to huts filled with historical recreation clothing, metal sculptures, and one-of-a-kind jewelry. When visiting Renaissance fairs, it's easy to feel overwhelmed by the amount of talent and painstaking care put into the goods, crafts, and clothing produced by the artisans in their shops.
All of ours are modern repros, made by hand in Minneapolis. Dresden model parrying dagger. It's a copy of a German parrying dagger circa about 1590, 1580 or so. So, a little heavy duty. See the thumb groove here, designed so that you can hold it like so. The ring and the hilt are designed to protect you so you can use it to turn aside thrusts from rape.
So we started, we've always done capes, so we started doing a few Renaissance fairs up and down the coast of California. Before we knew it, we sort of turned into a full-blown, full-time business. Then I started painting cloaks as a few special orders, because I've been painting on clothes for years. Just as it started sort of as a custom thing just for a few customers, and at this point, as you see, it kind of became my business. And that's what I do today, painted cloaks. I mean, as far as the work world, our work world is like totally different. It's sort of like, we always have a joke on the inside group circle, is sort of like a real job. Would almost be frightening at this point. The fairs before, when this fair had to become big and huge, it started years ago. I remember seeing them when they were just like hippies running around, a very small little group of people. Late 60s, early 70s. First Renaissance Fair, and some of the first, like this used to be King Richard's Fair, but California was one of the first fairs that started, because it was in a place called Calabasas in northern, it was in the hills. And sort of concept started with these little group of people, and look at us today. It's become a huge, go online, you can see on the Renaissance directory, and there's fairs all over the country and Europe, and it's growing all the time. You always find new shows popping up. You go online and say, oh, there's one in St. Louis now, there's one here, there. They're all over, you know. It's amazing, really.
We sell clothes and clocks. I make all the clothing. It's Renaissance clothing, very period for young people in the 16th century, from babies up through adults. I do Renaissance weddings. My husband makes hardwood clocks and exotic woods. He loves working with wood, beautiful leopard woods, red heart, purple heart, zebra wood, lots of different woods that are fine. We just have a good time. We've been here 15 years, and we keep coming back because we enjoy the people that we see.
Performers, actors, musicians, and athletes throughout the fairs create immersive experiences that are truly impressive and unforgettable. Imaginative rides and games provide interactive entertainment.
It's a fun environment, but doing the security work is kind of tiring. We stand most of the day, and we have to constantly be paying attention to make sure that nobody's having a medical problem or something like that. It's mostly people having trouble with the heat, or perhaps getting a little drunk and falling or something like that. So I wouldn't say it's not a dangerous environment by any means. We're really just here for the occasional things that do happen.
I am the barbarian. I'm wearing a full bear, so you can see the claws. And then these are 2 bear skulls. And then I have foxes, horsetails, and then badger, coyote, vertebrae, and a lot of leather, wild boar tusks. And I think that might be it on the, you can see the bear skull or the bear's head up. I've always liked swords and sword fighting, and it just was a natural progression. Then I just started a company and we make foam padded swords. And I get to travel around, sell foam padded swords and sword fight all day long. What a dream.
Soon to be his swan song, I fear.
It's not surprising that people find it difficult to leave these magical, artificial environments. For some of these performers and artisans, Renaissance fairs become a way of life because they have the option of traveling to different states' fairs at various times of the year. Why bother completely returning to the 21st century if you can take whatever bits of it you find useful and then reject the rest of it?
It definitely is like going into its own little world, and things that it's not always just at one particular fair. There's fairs all over the country, and it's kind of nice, especially to see like familiar faces. It's like one very large, extended, dysfunctional family.
Hello, how are you? Very good. Okay, let's try the Shakespeare bit. Alas, boy, Yorick, I knew him. We'll have a pocket later today. Thank you, English major.
No, that guy in the white
Cheers for Her Majesty, Queen Elizabeth, Gloriana,
Oh, another golden opportunity!
The idea of a grand escape, whether it's to another country, time, or world, has always appealed to us. Films and literature constantly feature characters running off to amazing, faraway places, featuring twists of history and fantasy. While we can't, as far as we know, travel to Narnia through our wardrobes, we can have adventures within real-time dream worlds. Trips to Renaissance fairs offer us these opportunities.
I've been doing this 20 years, so I would like consider myself, pretty fortunate, I guess, to be able to make a living doing it, I do think that that's even people that work 5 days a week and come here to escape reality, kind of go back into a fantasy. I think that's what it's all about,